Hey everyone! I wanted to do something a little different in this video, and I'm going to do it without stepping on any toes. So today, we're going to take another look at Noita, but before I do that, I wanted to give a big shout out to Fury Forged. He has a great YouTube channel which is very Noita focused for those of you who haven't seen him yet, and I have a ton of respect for his well-researched videos. After my stint with Noita, I binge-watched a bunch of his stuff. He's covered it in a lot of depth and streams it on Twitch. You should check him out if you like. There's certainly an audience for Noita, and it's a great game, but what I wanted to showcase here today is basically sharing a few mods which work really well together to encourage exploration. Now, I'm going to fully admit a lot of these mods are designed to make the game much easier, but my feeling, after having played the game and then later seen the breadth of what it really has to offer, I have a theory that most people who've tried to play the game have only seen a very small fraction of it, and that's a shame. So this video is going out to those of you who've tried it and didn't get into it, or maybe found it a bit too rough. I'm going to briefly showcase here several different options that you can try to completely revitalize that experience. These mods also offer some great options for experimentation and practice as well, hopefully making it less likely you'll blow yourself up when you try something new. I'm going to start here. Noita is very stingy when it comes to health. As you take damage, the lack of health pickups essentially forces you slowly downward toward the health pickup of the next holy mountain, instead of allowing you to explore east or westward, or return to prior areas of the game. Health containers and health regen percent are both very useful in different ways, and each are very customizable if you're concerned about the game becoming easier than you choose. With the health containers mod, killing an enemy has a percent chance that you choose to drop a health item. And again, you get to choose how powerful that boost is. Given that there's nothing like this in the game, a little goes a long way. Health regen percent, on the other hand, gives you options on health regen if you fall below a certain amount of health. This can be useful as a replacement or in conjunction with the health containers mod, because you don't always have enemies around to safely kill for a chance of health. Whatever combination of settings you use between these two mods alone will completely change the longevity of your playthrough and give you a lot more opportunity to discover new spells to unlock along the way. I'm going to cover a lot more mods, but if you're going to try to follow my recommendations, I should point out you want to enable these slowly and dial them up to your liking. The next mod here is a literal game changer. If you want to add respawn points into the game, Dead Isn't Dead is the mod for you. By adding this modification, the game difficulty is so reduced that it practically becomes a different experience altogether. This much more easily allows you the freedom to explore back and forth across the map, and allows you the freedom to experiment with all kinds of dangerous spells. This almost feels like a softcore Terraria experience, where death is a little bit more of an inconvenience than the end of your run. One of the more challenging aspects to this game is discovery in terms of how spells and wands end up working together. Many combinations will unfortunately kill the user, very quickly I might add. And having the freedom to experiment without that fear can also give you a chance to make some really risky moves you wouldn't otherwise have even attempted. There are spells in this game that will absolutely just murder you in almost every case when you use them, which, while admittedly is hilarious to see, it's also incredibly frustrating in a traditional run. Spells like Giga Disc Projectile, which will literally chase you until you die or manage to slip away, can actually be useful if you use clever combinations of skills and spells together. Normally though, I'd imagine a player wouldn't risk it, and again, that's a shame. Some of these combinations of spells are absolutely wild. In that same regard, another mod you can opt to try is called Edit Wands Always, which simply gives you one of the more powerful perks of the game all the time, the ability to change your spells around at any given time. Aside from the obvious convenience benefit of being able to immediately experiment with spells you encounter in the wild, you also gain the ability to much more efficiently min-max your wands on the go, and better manage your game's limited inventory. Well, it becomes much more limited when you can steal the spells off of every wand you come across, which is likely the reason this isn't just the default game experience. You'll likely end up with a bunch of wands strewn about the world. And if you're looking for something to do with all those empty wands, the mod works especially powerfully with the Anvil of Destiny mod. If you want to add this one to your arsenal, it spawns anvils hidden away in your random world. Learning to use these anvils will let you combine wands into more powerful versions, create spells from combinations of wands in the process, and even create spells directly from liquids. Again, this one is strong with customization options, which really lets you tweak it to make it more or less powerful. And if you decided not to grab that Edit Wands Always mod, you can actually use the anvils as edit locations as well if you choose, which is a nice compromise given how ultra powerful that perk really is. The last mod I want to talk about here is going to be purely to aid in exploration, the Minimap. You might have already noticed this one on the screen, and of course, this is a tool that may be a bit on the powerful side as well. As a specific warning, it can also be used to display things you wouldn't normally be able to see. A great example of this is the dark areas of the game which normally require a light source. It's actually possible to move relatively safely through these areas by keeping your eyes on the minimap alone. That said, I love the fact that it displays projectiles and it updates live. In my experimentation, it made it a lot easier to do more dangerous forms of spelunking, as well as find a ton of stuff I wouldn't have otherwise found. So that concludes the list of mods I wanted to go over. I'll include info in the description to make them easier to find in the workshop for you. And I know I've alluded to it a number of times in the past few minutes, but I'll advise again, go slow with any or all of these until you get it set up to your liking. Maybe even working yourself into a position where you feel more confident trying a traditional run again. Also, be sure to check out Fury Forge. I'm not planning to do much else with Noita at the moment, but his videos will give you a much better idea of how deep and creative this underrated game really is. Whether or not you're a fan of this game, or mod videos, I appreciate you spending your time here with me today. Thanks for watching.